Hey friends, welcome back to Inside the Mind. In this episode, we're going to be going over 50s. Now, that encompasses everything between challenging your opponent, how to beat your opponent when you're on the ball, and how to just take advantage of the tiny little mistakes that your opponents might be making, just to give you that slight little edge in your rank. Now, all of the gameplay that you're going to see has been recorded live on my Twitch, with the link in the description. If you have any ideas or critiques, please feel free to comment them down below. Regardless, please enjoy the video. We're queuing EU, which is much better at 50s than North America, at this level. Flip it high, but I want to make sure I get the boost more than anything. Hit it out to Omnicrom, I just kind of pass it to Yanis for zero reason. Good boost, try and play close here. Play it weak, he fakes the 50 well. I'm just going to stay on it. He faked me off it, but I can return on it, and because I stay on it, that's a really good example, actually. There's one. He faked me off the 50 completely, but because I was still close to the ball, I could still interrupt the play. Both of them are full boost, and they're both very, very awkward solely because I followed that 50. Teammate played very good, like babysitting, kind of just watching what was happening. Demo works. Good demo from him, good recognition. My teammate saw that I was getting demoed and he went for a solo play around it. Let's see how he plays this. I'm going to leave him with boost. He's going to rotate out. He's just playing it safe. He's probably going to double jump here because he's taking it so slow. Chip it around him weak. Again, just slow down the 50s. Try and get the pinch. Like, the last hit is the one you want to be unreadable for the opponent and easy for your teammate. Slowing down the 50s immediately buys us more space. And go for the boost here. He's a bit awkward. Try and chip it mid. Get the demo because I'm close to the play. Like, I'm close enough to always interrupt. And because of that, Omnicrom is doing very, very well. Like, I'm playing a very good enabling game. But he's always... Notice how I'm getting the demos and the plays, but he's always sitting in a position to capitalize on them. Everyone is involved in the play in some capacity, and that's why 50s at the highest level are a chess match. Whether you fake it, whether you go for it and try and force it left, whether you try and force it right. Like, even just me sitting there slows down the play enough for my teammate to have enough time. I could do absolutely nothing there and just wait. Like, look, he's just panicking because I'm waiting on the play. I didn't do anything. I didn't even attempt to challenge. I was jumping for that before I realized it was a bad play, so at that point I kind of just had to commit to it. But even there, right, that's a good 50, just making sure it doesn't go behind me. Teammate has low boost here, so I'm going to try to play a bit safer for him. Make sure I can get a second 50 on this. Pinch it if I can, buy a little time, and now I buy time. Reverse cam. Underrated fundamental is reverse cam. Just trying, again, right, just... keep getting the hits. Teammate was close. I didn't even know he was close. I was just going to take it slow. Good plays from him. He's just peppering the net. I'm going to leave the boost for him. He's going to come out. Yeah, now that his turn's over, he's going to play out. Play the 50. Play it high. Omnicron should have a good beat on this. He does. A looks like... Oh, he's just going all the way back. A is giving a lot of space for this. Omnicron gets a free shot because of that. And get the boost here. Okay, get the 50. If I fall relatively close to the play, I can go, but teammate's going, so that's completely fine. He cuts that. Very good angle. I want to sit in the spot he sat in all game and just be able to help. Nah. That's such an awkward read, especially on high ping. That's where it'll catch me. The post out. I almost caught back up to it, but could have played it a bit safer, especially with the lead. Good 50. Perfect stall hit from Omnicron. He just forces them to take more time with the play. Oh, I missed my touch. He was ready for it, though, actually. He was ready for both options very well. Try and dodge my teammate. I'm going to go for the boost here. That's more important. Backwards wave dash. Try and get back into the play. Doesn't work out. I don't know where this 50's going, so I'm just going to play it safe. A is trying to slam it. Try and cut it in, because he's not really fully ready for that. Teammate was really ready for it, though. Very well done. Play safe on the pinch. But if you notice, it's a lot of just fighting for control. Like, the 50s dictate who gets the control, but for the most part, like, you don't want to be taking these 50s repeatedly. You take them when you have them, but you want to try to take 50s to earn the space. Like right here, Omnicron should be able to help me out. I can get a flip, actually, help him out. Because he backs up, I'm the second man, I help him out. Ooh, that's a crazy turn in. I can get the demo there. I don't think he's able to score this. Again, just try and interrupt them. I know my teammate's upfield with full, and he's turned on every single ball, so I have the confidence that he can turn. Great 50s. I slow it down. I don't get anything out of it, but honestly, when we're winning too, that's just safer. Teammate's slowing it down. I probably could have shot right after the first fake, but I'd rather over fake for example's sake, if nothing else. Ah, that's such shit from me. I bid on the first attack. I should have played that way more patient. I really, because I knew he was low, I thought he was going to insta-flick it, and he controlled it. He beat the he faked it really, really well. Shouldn't have bought it, to be honest with you. Oh, I hit it right at him. That's worst case scenario for this play. Nice, good save. Try and get the bump. I can cut this again. Nice. Beat both of them with the cut. It's actually scoreable if he does manage to get back to it. It's difficult, but... we have a full advantage offense here. Yeah, this is probably going to try and musty it. Nah, that would have been bad. I'm glad that was down. I would have sent that back into our net. Force him to throw it. Try and get it around. I don't get it around. Play pads here. He doesn't have anything. I'm going to go for the boost grab. Make sure he can't get anything. Get the bumps. Again, just make sure they can't get control before my teammate can. And because I make sure my teammate has control, I can get boost. Beautiful play. Yep, I was definitely shaky that game, but all of my enabling let Omnicron play exactly how he wanted to. I literally just like bump demo, set him up, and let him play comfortable from there. Alright, we're pulling out Flycam. These games are hard. When people are 50ing and playing the game properly, games are very difficult. These EU games are quite hard. We can look at the goals specifically. In these lobbies, every single goal was very earned, to be honest with you. This is where the NA bites me. Truthfully, I want to show examples of where I'm bad and where I'm learning as well. This is me. I see open net. I have low boost. I'm gonna sit here. I see what I could do with a god flick, so I try to do it. It's a completely wrong play for me. I went for the boost aggressively. I probably could have even played that into the corner a bit more and just got more time, but I should have just slowed down for the 50 here. You saw my teammate was very close with low boost as well. He was playing off of my flick. So he also had the same idea I did. I think it was more just quality of the flick than anything. But I make up for it because as much as I make a mistake trying to do this, Yanis knows that I don't have boost because I'm flicking this so weak. So with this touch, he's trying to control it. He doesn't think I can recover as quick as I can. He single jumps to try to beat me on, like, if I were to go for one flip or two, trying anything. He single jumps, but that gives just enough time for me to get all the way back with this play. Because the flick was so bad, it actually let me stay in the play. And that's a very good job for my teammate, giving me the space to stay in the play as well. If you notice, he doesn't commit the second I'm out of the play, right? He gives me my time, sees if I can help, and he just kind of babysits this whole play. They both get super, super awkward because Yanis controlled it right into me. Like, I messed up with the flick, but I recovered enough to where they're both very awkward. Yanis thought A was going to have it, A thought Yanis was going to have it, and it just turns into a mess. Yeah, that's a... you stop your car after that kind of one. But the things to note here, though, is... even just cutting the 50, interrupting the play, making it awkward if they're trying to control it is a very good thing to do. Also, beautiful game sense from Omnicron. He sees the demo coming in, and then he essentially plays like I'm not even there. His car doesn't even move when I get demoed. He knows I'm going to get demoed. He knows he's solo on it. And then he rotates wide. He's just kind of letting me bait. He's kind of just letting me bait everything. But if you notice, right, his positioning here is amazing. He's waiting for every single ball, and he's in a position where, say that they 50 this in net, he's ready for it, right? A beats me there, he's ready for it. I get some really good 50s here, actually, just by sitting close. The same way that I messed up on that previous play is Giannis messes up, right? I sit here, I kind of just see what he does. He tries to go for a double jump aerial, messes it up. I just slow down the 50s, and then I just kind of take my time here. I want to try to get the pinch mid, but they recover. Regardless, though, that's probably one of the best outcomes of a play that could happen. And now Omnicom gets full-time possession to everything he kind of wants. Again, right? Here. I have so much more room and space. The second he's not in the air for this, because he's faking this. He has full boost. He has every single reason he can go for this ball, but he isn't. He basically is calling my bluff. He's saying, I don't think you have anything. And you know what? He scared me right. He was right. He was completely right. He scared me enough to where he got out of the play. And it's these kind of situations where I'm not used to actually playing mind games with people. Go back to NA lobbies where it's just, even the last video you could see, it's just like kind of a, if I'm using my brain, I'm beating people. He gets the boost, and he just waits. He waits to see how it materializes, right? A gets a cut off of the demo now. He instantly turns and makes it an awkward hit for Giannis. From Giannis's perspective, this is an extremely difficult play because all of a sudden now the net angle is wide open. So I don't get a good hit here, even remotely. None of this is a bad hit. Both the opponent, because I throw the ball away right here, completely handed away. The ideal play is for Giannis to immediately turn up and start chasing Omnicron. He's immediately going to start hunting him down, boxing him out, literally just covering a net here of just buying space for A to attack. Then when A attacks, he can take this dribble and he can get all the way, he turns around it. You don't want to bring it to the walls. Bringing it to the walls is generally not as pressuring as it can be. He turns, he dribbles, he scores. That's the play that is being threatened and set up here. That is the fundamental play that is being set up. Now, it gets a bit different. He turns it in too sharply, and he doesn't know that I recovered. Now that I get a demo, the advantage instantly turns because of that demo, even without a 50, because of the lack of 50. Omnicron instantly recognizes he honestly probably could have scored this. Giannis is turning up here. He went from support to, oh my god, there's no one in net. All of a sudden, this entire part of the field with full possession, he has full possession, A should be winning here, is open. Omnicrom recognizes now, this is now all open space. He can do whatever he wants. Giannis is all the way up here, so he's going to be very, very awkward for any hit that follows through. He just goes for the simple touch. After all of that play, that overhead, right? Omnicrom recognizes that is a solo play. It's their possession, it's instantly our possession. The second I get the demo, he instantly turns, reacts to it. Giannis is super awkward, and he doesn't have enough boost. Giannis was sitting close enough to maybe get a save, so I think Omnicrom didn't trust his placement as much. He just went for a safe hit, and that's a beautiful shot. Notice how he turns his car and flip cancels to get right around Giannis' car. He sees Giannis on the left side. That's why he turns it in and shoots it dead center. Because that's the hardest place to shoot. It looks very obvious from his perspective. But now looking at Giannis' very difficult save, shoots it right over him. Since Giannis jumped off the back wall, that's all that it takes. And it's crazy because that could be a 50. That very well could be a 50, you know? It's avoiding the 50 that, at this level, is what makes you a pro. And that's what differentiates me from the rest of the lobby. I am still trying to take 50s, take them slow, and there's a time and place for that, for sure. But ultimately, you don't want to be taking those 50s. You ideally want to avoid the 50s as much as you can. Again, right? I have so much more time here. Even though the second I get low boost, I'm biting on almost every single fake challenge that Giannis is throwing to me. That one happens to be good because Omnicron is there, but I didn't know that. That wasn't something I was planning on doing. But right, this is a really good example of a 50, I think, honestly. This is a very good example. So Omnicron, I see him losing possession of the play. He has absolutely no more play, and that flip confirms it. He has absolutely nothing. It's me and A now. I turn out and I play it a bit wide, right? I'm not instantly going to challenge because I'm waiting to see what can happen. Omnicron, he is a non-factor. He is rotated out, he's gotten this boost, and he's just going to be playing this very wide, very basic rotation to get back into the play. I now am responsible for covering the immediate direct threat. So what I have to cover is almost like a cone, is the best way to think about it. I kind of have to cover if he cuts across or if he goes for a straight shot. Anything else is Omnicron. There's no other threat here. Yanis is far back enough to where I don't think there's a threat. So as I go to play this ball, I'm shadowing, I'm taking my time. There's no instant threat of shooting on, right? I'm taking a very patient 50, very, very much slowing it down. The second it can be threatening is when I jump and I try to get a hit. The second I see him start kind of gearing up for like, okay, he's getting a little too close to the net. Like right here, he gets a good catch. I see him using his boost here. I know that he's going to be using his boost to flip. So the second he starts boosting, that's when I chow. I make sure it's not the best force. Typically, you want to keep it on the ground, but I knew my teammate was high enough for the play. And we get very good pressure off of it. That's how we break out. And if you look at his perspective, right, there's not too much he could do. This is like clinical defense from me and Omnicron. He can't take it to the corner. There's no boost he has. If he drops the ball, he's just going to take a face 50. There's really nothing he could do besides attempt to go for a flick. But because he doesn't have boost, because it didn't spawn for him, he just fans the flick. He tries to go for the demo to make something out of it, and he ends up getting that boost, which is very unlucky. But a lot goes into the 50. Not just the contact of the cars, but how you approach it is half the battle. But there's so many moments, even here, like if you're looking at the timeline, there's so many dead moments, or allegedly dead, that just aren't. Even here, some really quality plays. I mean, I'm definitely not in the best space for this, but I pad well, I get boost. I forced him to go over me. I definitely should have jumped a bit earlier, but I didn't want him to completely dust me. So I'm trying to wait until the last second that I could jump. I waited a bit too long, but I did end up fast aerialing backwards, and that's what let me get a touch on this. Not the best touch because it goes back out mid, but it's not the worst one. Yanis ends up throwing it away. But right here, I just know I need that boost. I can't lose momentum and pace to try to get that. Again, right here, right? I'm just trying to make the play as easy for Omnicron as possible. The second that I recognize that the ball isn't a threat, he got his reset, he's ahead of the ball, there's nothing more he can do with this play, I go for the bump. And it looks a bit sketchy, for sure, but Omnicron gets the boost and plays it perfectly. That is how you're supposed to play around your teammate as a gold example, right? He sees me up, he trusts that I'm going to get some touch, and when he sees that Yanis loses the ball too, he can recognize this play instantly as his. He goes for the half volley, and he gets full dribble to the ceiling off of it. Unfortunately, he hits it right down into A as I'm challenging him. I think he maybe could have waited a little bit longer, but A did a very good job reading it, and I didn't get the best bump, so I think that's more on me than it is him, truthfully. Shocker. But I had some really good moments here, but you see how patient they are. This would kill someone in NA. This would have been a very, very, very clean double fake in NA, but these players are just better. Right, he has low boost, so I could bait him. I probably should have just hookshot it, but honestly, his defense was so solid, he scared me into trying to get more control. He fake jumped when I could have shot it. Right here, I could have hookshot it, and he knows that. That's why he jumped. He got a little bit nervy, but he didn't panic. He just boosted back down to the ground. And if you look, he instantly looks for how he can capitalize back on the play. He played this amazingly on defense. And this is what I mean when I say 50ing is not taking the 50. This is a very good example of that as well, where it's just, right? He's not taking the 50, but he's forcing me to change how I'm playing it. If he didn't land right there, I could hook shot, hit that with the corner of my car, be perfectly ready. But he's full boost, back post, and it just makes it very difficult to get around. I try to get some play. Omnicron's not ready for that outcome because he really, can't be. But it's just a lot of, not taking the 50. He gets a very weak dribble and no boost. What is this, flush cost? 50s aren't 50s. Well, they're not. Maybe it is, but like that's technically a 50. Even though I just didn't hit the ball. You know, it could go 50-50. It could go either way. In EU especially, they are very, very good at holding their nerve on these. Like, he faked me here. I should have just dove. If I was going to challenge him here, I should have just dove. But because I jumped in a way that told him I wasn't instantly challenging, he immediately punishes me. A lot of notes from this game, because I'm playing out of my water, so you're watching me play very uncomfortably, is... While that does look like diving across, if your teammate's not going, you don't have to go for it. That's also very, very bad for me. But, again, I make up for it. Like, I'm not getting the right challenge the first time. I'm just barely making up for it every single time, which is why I'm doing poor in these lobbies. Because, like, even here, right? I can just slow it down, take the 50. It's the final shot for me. But the idea stands, right? The second I see him getting a bad touch, that's when I know I have the advantage here. He has advantage this entire play. Advantage, 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 not advantage. Right there. The second he gets that touch and it pops out, he's panicking, and I know he's panicking. Because of that, that's why I could slow it down and go either take a safer 50 or something else. I try to put it around A, but again, A plays it super, super patient. Doesn't look threatening from his angle. If anything, he could have chain dashed and made that way more threatening, but I do manage to get back to it. Get the good bumps, but like I said, right? Like, I'm just playing off the ball. I'm interrupting how they're playing. They can't play comfortably. Yanis wants to... he's trying to get a control touch here on this ball. He sees his teammate rotating back. He knows he has a support, and he sees me hitting it hard. He thinks he has the advantage here, and honestly, he does. I don't even make contact with the ball. As far as the ball goes, he has the advantage. But I recognize that, and I recognize he's probably going to land on the wall right away. So I force him, I literally manually rotate him back, essentially, so that my teammate has time. Because if I get beat here, you can see how threatening this play is. If I get beat there, I'm all the way upfield. It's a 2v1 where both of them have full boost, and it's floating awkward for him. Awful. Now that he has enough time, we can watch how he plays this too. They just play it very poorly. It's a good recognition, though. The second he recognized that they were too close, flick. Go for a beat. You're never just controlling it to control it. You're always controlling it to look for that beat. Yanis thought A was instantly going to challenge on this. That's quite obvious. He thought because there was a dribble here, you could tell. He's pointed upwards. He's waiting for the instant play. A is taking all of the space on the field. So, honestly, not a bad play from either of them. They were just slightly not on the same page. That's all the window you need at the highest level of Rocket League. Just, okay, Yanis literally going, he would be completely safe on this flick until right about there. And you realize he recognizes it too. He breaks, he backs up. Literally, on the frame that I said here, he recognized it at the same time I recognized that he was too close. But then he thought A was going to make contact. Right here. The second Omnicrom sees no one turning towards him, right there, he gets the quickest control touch he can, gets a flick that he knows he can get back to, and just completely beats Yanis, who can't recover the ball. Very, very, very good gameplay. It's down to the tiniest details. Sorry to interrupt the video, but if you made it this far, you're probably enjoying the content in some form. If you wouldn't mind liking, subscribing, commenting, interacting in any way, shape, or form with the video, it would mean a lot to me. I'm really trying to make this a full-time thing, and I'm absolutely committed to this channel and consistent uploads, so any help that you could give would mean everything. Thank you so much, and back to the video. If we're summing everything up, I think we'll start doing a little bit of an in conclusions, because it's a lot of information I'm throwing at you. At every single level, you want to be aware of how you are taking your 50s. So the biggest thing is really focusing on how you're taking them, what part of the car you're hitting the ball with, and where the ball will end up. Those are things that at any rank, at any level, you can do right now. Those are the most actionable steps that you could just start to work on your decision making. You're not going to have it down to this level. Hell, you see, I don't have it down to this level. I'm still getting faked. I'm still not doing it perfectly. But if you start looking for opportunities like this, even reviewing your own games, you start looking for opportunities like this. I messed up. I could have had a way more dangerous play, but I didn't. Yanis faked me really well by doing nothing. That's something as well, right? He has full boost. He has all the advantage. He could turn here. He's trying to control it back. If you think you can control it, you kind of want to do that as best as possible. But you always want to control into a beat. His problem is he controlled and then I beat him, which is why this got super, super awkward for them. And that's why he's frustrated. He's pissed at me here. I am full aping, making it awkward. His teammate that he's queued with is very awkward. Just a mess of a play. And that's the NA in me, making a very good mess of the play. By making a mistake and then recovering it. But he did nothing. He played this very, very good until I hard chased him. If I don't hard chase him here, super, super dangerous. He probably should have played a bit more aggressively, but it's recognizing, hey, I don't have boost. My teammate isn't going, and I don't want my teammate to be alone. I don't have boost here. This entire play. I'm staying in the play only because he's controlling it and my teammate's giving space. If my teammate went for the ball, I'm rotating out instantly. So you don't want to take 50s with your teammate. You want to let them take the 50s with you, or let them take their 50s and then play beats. You want to adjust to every 50 if you can. Right here, great example of a 50 where I wanted a clean beat here. I would love to shoot this and make them very awkward, but I see Yanis tilting underneath the ball to go up for it. So I just go for a very, very safe nose hit 50. And I get the boost grab. I honestly could have slowed down even more here. That's honestly my mistake as well. Again, I just recover it to a good position. But a good 50, that's a great 50. That gets exactly what I want, and I can go for the boost here. If that boost wasn't there, that's not the best 50, to be honest with you, because then they have full advantage, I'm 0 boost upfield, and he's probably going to beat me. But I kind of scraped together, made something of the play, and that's what made it worth it. Also, as much as possible, you do not want to throw the ball away. Even on these 50s here, you see how patient I'm playing? I'm letting him waste all of his boost, all of his play. This looks terrifying. Played the best Rocket League of my life, just think of 50s. It's genuinely insane of opening your third out. I firmly believe that if you think about 50s, you can cruise through ranks. Because they're important at every single level. And most people don't think about them until SSL. You see how I'm waiting for him to drop the ball. I'm letting him take the I don't have the advantage while he's in the air. The second he lands awkward on his wheels like that, I have the advantage. It's now my turn to challenge. And I even double jump. I go for a safer challenge because I figure he's going to go for a bump. Usually as people's plan B, that's what they're going to do. Because he messed this play up. He completely messed it up. If you look, he double jumps to try to go for the bump. He tries to interrupt me on the ball. I counter that by double jumping myself. And this is where the chess elements comes into it, and this is where I absolutely love this game. It is so complicated, and there's nothing like it. The second I see him not get a reset here, the second I see his car wobble, down to the tiniest movement, right here, I don't think he has the reset, and he didn't. I was right on my guess. I know, if you notice, that's when I break and start taking a more aggressive angle to the ball. I don't think he can do anything off that. I double jump because I know he's going to get it. And then, honestly, I should have feathered my boost here. I could have even played safer on this 50. I didn't have to pinch it and throw it away. A let me throw it away. He did, by doing nothing, he took the best possible 50. And now he has full control. And he gets a rough play. He almost gets a good play. But, again, right, he did nothing. By doing nothing, he got the best outcome. I think another big conclusion as well, I call it threat detection. If you think the opponent is not doing anything with the ball, and I'll use myself as an example, if you think there's nothing happening and they're just wasting boost, let them waste boost. He steals my mid boost, he steals my corner, he uses reverse cam to check where he's at, and now he gets a beautiful dribble. And that's how the pro setup plays. Literally just by their presence. Almost like aura challenging, which is really funny. You're just sitting next to them with an aura chow. He almost got a wave dash and got back to it. That was almost a nasty play. If they're messing up and you don't have to throw your car away, don't. Just realize that your challenge is very valuable. Even in threes when there's a lot more people, your challenge is extremely valuable. You don't want to throw it away on a play that you don't have to. But you notice how these guys are playing. They're just playing so much better than me. They're keeping control of it much better. They're staying close to the play. He's even padding, staying with the play. That's an insanely lucky that turns into a goal, but that's a great save. But just playing so patient. Right? He's not going for any big boosts. He has 12 boosts this entire play, and he's comfortable. He's literally just sitting head on because he recognizes Omnicron's trying to do something fancy. He gets a great hit, and they get out of the play. So just recognizing when it's important, when it isn't. And honestly, watching the replays now, I'm realizing myself how much I need to work on this. 50s are one of those things you will never sit there and go, alright, I learned 50s. You can learn how to double tap. You can learn how to air dribble. You can learn how to do all of these things and put a definite check mark on it. You can't learn that with 50s. Every situation is so unique. It's so different. Even down to you should be taking it differently if you don't have boost. If you don't have boost, you should be taking it safer and lower than if you do have boost. You should be taking, you could take a bit more aggressively if your team's ready. If your team's not ready, then you should be peeling back. A lot of the things are up to your own discretion, but the biggest principle I could try to give for even looking over your own games and whatnot is really just try to see, is there a place I could be sitting right now that I would have the most impact? What could I do that could help my teammates the most? What play could I make that would get the ball to my teammates? Omnicron here, super awkward. Going for a pinch, but he knows he has the beat. What is he going to do? Beautiful pinch straight down, rolls it out mid. I play the fake perfectly off of it, and then Yanis just absolutely cooks my offense with his defense. He just plays beautiful defense on this entire play. He just blocks every single option that I felt that I had in the moment. And then gets a great 50. He gets a great dunk on the ball again, right after. Right? Even his hit here, you want to make sure you can follow it up. You want to be ready for every 50 that could come your way.